was down at the studio recording with Jeremy, and he in turn got me to talking to a guy named Emmett Van Slyke. And we had a meeting together, and they came up with the idea and they said, why don't you try to do a project? And at first I was like, really think so? And they were like, yeah, why not? It'd be really cool to do a full project. And so I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, this would be really cool. Why not do it? So that's pretty much how the decree came about. I have this book, which is like a book I got from the Disney store, but it's great. And it has Mickey Mouse and Minnie, but it's actually my project book. Book. And if you look inside, you see all my projects. And this is actually the projects for the Decree project. All the stuff I wanted to do for it. But didn't happen. So, it has... I was going to have like a limited edition. Then it went from 8 songs to went to 9 songs. And I was going to do a remix album. I was going to have all these people get on it. And then that fell through. And it was just really, really crazy to get the project going. But finally, I got a selection down of the 5 songs or 6 songs I actually wanted. And I said, okay, this is what we're going to stick with. We're going to stick with these songs and remix. And the decree came about. I had a photo shoot, and then I had a friend by the name of Phil do my artwork for it, and now we have the decree. So I guess it's time to talk about it. I hope you're excited, because I am. Okay, so Let Her Go was initially a song called Let Him Go that I was going to reference as singing it as a woman singing it to a man. Or girl, whatever the case may be. And it pretty much talks about you being in a relationship and all your friends know that this person is playing you and they look at you like you're an idiot. And you have the proof, but then you decide that, I am going to do better and I'm going to let you go because I don't want to deal with it anymore. And I was in the studio with Sal and my brother, and originally we had this different beat that I got online for it. But Sal was like, I can make something up. And that's how Let It Go came apart. And it's really cool to hear the piano, and then I added like a little drum kick to get the doop 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 part at the end. But it turned out to be so much more than I thought it was going to be. And that's why it became the first actual song after the intro for the Decree project. So that's how Let It Go came about. Alive is the second song on the project, and it had to grow on me. I'm not going to lie. It was one of those songs that I wasn't sure if I liked, and I had cut it at least several different times. Like every time I was like, nah. What about this? No. Alive? No, I don't feel comfortable with it. And then finally I was like, okay, I think the song works. And a lot of people like the song, and actually when I actually start listening to it, I begin to actually like it and like the words. Because it's in a situation that a lot of people have. A lot of people work 9-to-5 jobs. And it just talks about how you're there and you're doing the same thing over and over again. And if you could get away to do anything it is that makes you happy, for even if it's 5 minutes, 1 minute, or a day, you would feel so much alive. You'd feel like you're actually living and not just being, I guess that makes sense. And it correlates to how in my job I'm an office worker, so it's like, computer screens, fax and dial machines, people in the office, how we sit in cubicles, and it's kind of like we're in a beehive. We're just sitting there working. But if we had the chance, there would be things that would make us feel like we're actual humans and not robots. And that's the gist of the song. So that is Alive. The standout track has to be the awesomest track ever that everyone loves is Gimme. And Gimme is interesting. It has a very interesting story. I was in the studio for 8 hours and I couldn't come up with anything at all. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, how am I going to be able to make a song, be here for 8 hours, and still don't have anything? Like, this is ridiculous. So my friend calls me and she's like, hey, I'm going to come get you because we have a party to go to. I'm on my way. And I'm like, okay, it takes her 20 minutes to get here because I was out in Central Square, which is 20 minutes away. And so I put on this beat and I said, you know what? Let me just try. Let me just see what I can come up with. And I go in the studio and I put on and I just start hearing, I got a question. Why should I beg? And then I'm like, okay, let's go back a little further. And then I go to the Gimme Gimme. And then I went to the bridge, which is ooh, wah, ha, ooh, wah, ha, ooh, wah, ha, ooh, wah, ha. Sorry. Hey, B! and it pretty much came into being. It literally took me 20 minutes and I had everything that I was going to use for that song written down. And I was like, wow. Sometimes a simple song doesn't take that long. And it was really cool to realize that I wrote that song in 20 minutes. And the story of Gimme is you're in a relationship with somebody and they won't give you any type of love. And it could be sex, it could be not cooking you dinner, it could be cuddle time, it could be snuggle time, it could be movie time, it could be game time. Whatever it is in your world, in your relationship, that person that you're in a relationship with is not giving you, that's what the song is about. It's like, you know, I'm doing all this and you can't give me any time to give me anything? Really? Have we gotten this far in our life? Okay, whatever. Well, since you don't want to give me nothing, I'm just going to take it on myself to bounce and go get it from somebody else. It's a horrible, horrible message. I don't condone cheating, but yeah. The next track is the Ballad of the Decree Project, and it is one of my favorite songs. And it allows me to be emotional. It allows me to let my true human feelings come out. And I think with singers in general, we should have that song that grips the listener. Like, okay, I can understand this person, because it's not always a party. It's not always going out or just being with friends and just hanging. Sometimes you're sad, and sometimes you don't feel like yourself, and sometimes you could be with a group of people and still feel alone. And that's what the ballads allow you to help your listener emote, because they are human too and they understand that. And so you listening to me, I hope that you understand what I'm going through and maybe you can relate to it. So this is why I picked Waiting as the ballad. It's one of my best ballads I think I've ever written. And I wrote it back in college. I was up late and I heard a beat and the pen just started writing and I just started singing it and it just came up to Waiting. So fast forward, I recorded this song half a dozen times and I was like, I want to use it. So we put it in to re-record it, and I put it on the track listing that I had so far, and it just wasn't hitting the way I wanted it to hit. So my good friend Alan he brought a suggestion like, why don't you make it into a duet? And I was like, that's perfect. Why don't I think of it? Hello? And so I had somebody that I wanted, but unfortunately that didn't happen. And so he turned me on to this girl by the name of Kanisha. And I said, sure, if she wants to. So I asked her, she said yes. I said, well, why don't you come over and we'll go through the song. And so we went through the song, and like that, she just caught it and she was just taking it places. And I was like, yes, this is what I want. You're so good. Like, oh, it was just perfect. And she's like, really? I was like, yes, this is great. So I said, we are going out to the studio. And I think we went down to the studio that week or the following week and had to go. And she just brought the material to like, it was here and then it was like, and it was just higher. And it is one of my favorite tracks. And it just allows you to be human. And the song talks about being a person that's never been in an intimate relationship as far as boyfriend or girlfriend, and wanting to have to know what it feels to be in love with somebody, and if you have the chance, that you're going to cherish it and you're going to do everything in your power to make sure that it works, and not giving up no matter how long it takes. You're still going to be waiting for love in your life, and that's the story of waiting. The next track is Got Me, which is like my urban R&B pop dance track. It's not really dance, it's more like R&B. And I originally wrote it for this girl group, but it never materialized, so I said I'm going to use it for myself. And I said, you know what? I needed some rappers on here. At this time, I was still working and hanging out at Subcat. Excuse me. And I was like, you know what? I need a rapper. And Jeremy got me in touch with this kid by the name of Armand. And I was like, oh my God, this guy is great. And we talked and we hit it off. And he was like, yeah, I'd love to be on your project. So he came in and he did a lyric. He did a verse, and it was just cool how he was just like rhyming with it, and it was just great. And then I also had a friend previously when I first wrote the track. His name was Ben, or Half Breed as he likes to call it. And he went in and I said, you know, just do something off the cuff, and he rapped, and I kept it. And Got Me is pretty much a story about you being in a club or being whatever, and somebody has your attention and you want to get their attention, and you're hoping that they will go home with you because all you can think about is them. And that is the story of Got Me. The last track is Lead Me On. And Lead Me On was a song that I co-wrote with some of my friends when we're doing our writing team, SSG, which is still going. And we were in the studio and we had this idea of writing a song for like Britney Spears. And so my friend Alan came up with the lyrics for the first verse, and then my friend Shikana, she jumped right in and came in with the chorus, and I came in like the end of the chorus, which is Don't Leave Me On, over and over again. And then I wrote the second verse and the bridge, and we all collectively did some rewrites. And we went in and we recorded it, and he was like, oh, this is awesome! Britney Spears should sing this song. And unfortunately, Brit didn't do it. I did it, which I love because I think I did better. Okay? Sorry, Brit. And it's a really, really good song. It just talks about somebody playing with your emotions and making you feel like they like you when they really don't. And so you're saying like, hey, I'm falling for you. And if you don't like me the way I like you, then just tell me now, because if you don't tell me and then I fall too deep in with you and then you say, oh, I'm not really having those feelings, or I don't have those feelings for you, I'm going to hate you afterwards. So you just tell me and don't leave me on, period. You know, come on now. It can't be that hard. Just saying. So, and that is the story of Lead Me On. The bonus track of this project is the Gimme remix done by DJ Xylos of the Beat Jockeys. I love remixes. If you don't know, and if you could see my iTunes, I had probably every Beyonce remix known to man. Every Destiny Child remix. There's so many remixes on my computer, it's ridiculous. But I love remixes, and I think it is something cool when you get a CD and there's a remix of a song that you like on there, or they have 2 or 3 remixes of a song. It's so cool, and it gets me so excited. I'm like, oh my God, as soon as the CD is done, I still have 2 more remixes, and I can't wait to hear them. You know? And so I said with every project I want to do that I'm going to do, I want to have a remix on there. And so that's why I added this one on there, because it was hot and it was cool and it made the song just bump even more, and it gives you another way to interpret the music, because now you have this other version of it, but then you have a different version of it, and you're like, oh, okay. Sometimes I'm like, gimme, and sometimes I'm like, get it, yeah, you know. So yeah, they did a phenomenal job with it, and I was so happy. And I hope to get to work with them in the future, because that'd be awesome for the Sir Magnus. Yes, yes, yes. So that is the story of the Gimme remix. So that is the Decree project, and I'm so happy with it. I really, really am. It took a lot of me. It was draining emotionally, vocally, and I'm really happy that it came out the way it did. And I hope that you guys listen to it and love it. You can get your own copy on iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon. And it's up there that you can download. And if you like it, I would love for you to review it, share it with everybody else, buy it, inspire others to buy it, and also inspire yourself to do something good, something that you can be happy about. So, well, that includes my rant for Sir Magnus TV. I want to thank everybody. If you like the video, you know what? Comment, like, and subscribe. And I can't wait to see you guys next week when we talk about dun dun dun. I can't tell you because it's next week's episode. But if you if you're a friend of my Facebook and if you're on my Instagram, then I think you'll be able to find out from the pictures I posted what it's going to be about. I know the suspense is killing you. It's killing me, and I gotta wait because I gotta record it.